Hello everyone. Before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's log. Subdates 220721.3. Dip, potato chip. We're back on the Arcadia and are assessing the situation with Ralph. Somewhat amusingly, Amberlyn Reed tried to run off. She managed 12 steps because she really is a dainty girl. Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with teabagging. If you don't know what teabagging is in the context of computer gaming, I'm going to now give you a definition. If in a video game you defeat somebody and their lifeless corpse is in front of you, you simply crouch down over them, and that is teabagging. I learnt this from somebody I used to play 7 Days to Die with, but we would say dip, potato chip, and we would crouch multiple times over that person's face, because we really wanted to be sure they got the taste right. Teabagging is, to some, as bad as sexual assault, according to more recent articles. Not even a joke. Apparently this innocuous act in a video game of dominance, a sign of true masculinity, is akin to that of actual violence. Okay, tell me you're a boomer without telling me you're a boomer. Now, event organizers have, for a tournament, decided to ban an entire team for partaking in the teabagging. The game in question is Apex Legends. What happened was, well, there's a clip for it. One person teabagged their own teammate, and this is somehow ban-worthy. I'm now going to play the clip from Twitter that I've ripped off Moist Critical because I couldn't be asked to go find it.
Twitch, the Terra Day, appreciate you sticking around. Yo! Okay, Dilly is, Crazy Penguins is disqualified. I'm not taking that at all. Oh, he went over to the dead body that they just killed and he went teabagged on the fucking death box. Absolutely not. Will not tolerate that. Literally goes in fucking out of his way to jump on a death box to teabag it. Don't think so. I have a fucking pen and pad. Yeah, so we're here to create a safe space for all gamers, everybody, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated. They're trying to say that that was his own teammate. Yeah, they're saying that he teabagged his own teammate. So it doesn't matter, folks. Like, when you're in a tournament, you're in a professional tournament. You can't be doing it. And something people need to really understand. Yeah, so like you can't do that. Just like I'm telling you're going to tell me teabagging my own teammate is toxic. All right, so then this is where we're going to shut the lobby down at this point because I'm not going to get into that one because absolutely it is. Unfortunately, yes, disqualified because yes, you cannot do that, folks. Sportsmanship, right? You cannot go and teabag your own teammates in any organized sports. So why would you come into an organized tournament and go and do something like that? So no, you cannot teabag your own teammates, or anybody for that matter. Do not teabag teammates in the future. Just because you can hide behind this and get to use this little thing, you're not going to do that in the real world, so don't do that.
Now, if you heard some of the crap coming out of the event organizer's mouth, the one thing you really get from it is, fuck me, he's woke. He has really latched onto this idea that to teabag is to violate another person, to pass off something as equal to real-world crap. You are a control freak who really struggles to legitimize a point based on crouching, which is what it is. You have then, even upon finding out that they are teammates, said, nah, my tournament, my rules, and I will not suffer the sexual violence and necrophilia in my tournament. You might lose some fans for this. Other tournaments have been going on, and as Moist Critical himself has pointed out, teabagging is going to happen. This is not a big point. People aren't going to rage over it because it is part of the game. What this really tells us about you, the event organizer, is you suck at video games because you've been teabagged too many times. You didn't learn to get good. Now, the event organizer for the Apex Predator tournament has put out a 2-page statement doubling down on this. And I want to read all of it to you because you're going to love this. So as everyone is aware by now, we banned an Apex Predator that goes by Dilly. Sadly, The facts of the situation have 100% been altered to suit the creator's needs for the narrative he needed to start a riot on social media. Having said this, let us get into this and go over the facts at hand. Dilly was verbally disqualified in the moment of his unsportsmanlike conduct, dip dip potato chip, but was allowed to finish the tournament and received his payout as second place finisher. During the tournament, the Shoutcaster owner commented on them being disqualified for the unprofessionalism they showed. The ban at first was made in the heat of the moment, which we do apologize for. But we reviewed it after the completion of the stream and were going to unban him so he could participate again. Dilly and his team were left to play the tournament out and received their prize winnings at the end. Dilly was never actually given a formal ban, just a heat of the moment verbal one that could have easily been retracted had Dilly appealed the ban and provided any proof whatsoever. Unfortunately, Dilly provided no such proof other than to mention in-game chat that it was a teammate. What you have seen on Twitter was him taking the time to go into his own broadcast, clip what he needed, fabricate content to slander our tournaments, and push it to friends to widespread instead of reporting things properly. Furthermore, the only thing we received from Dilly was an obscure message stating how terrible we are. Having said that, we were willing to ignore the admin abuse he sent as opposed to banning him to rectify the heat of the moment commentating. Having said that, a few times now, one of our members sent us links to forum pages and other social media platforms where Dilly goes on a rant about the heat of the moment decision using friends in influential positions to post on it to make a stir. He said there were no rules in place during the tournament, but that is false, as we do have rules in place. Having said this, we acknowledge that our rules are broad and don't speak specifically to the act itself. Oh, so they're nebulous, so you can implement them in any way you see fit. How pathetic. We are currently reviewing them so it's easier to understand and apologize for the inconvenience we have caused due to this. The ban, however, went from his unsportsmanlike conduct to his permanent ban due to his actions of trying to start a hate slander campaign against Fate Legion. His friend, who is an influencer on Twitter, Jake Lucky, decided to get involved and asked everyone passive-aggressively to come to join our community Discord and speak to us on the subject. Jake Lucky even goes so far as to drop the owner's in-game name and other social media platforms for people to send what turned into hate and death messages. Speaking of misinformation and facts, let us dive into them, shall we? As it stands, here was the old writing on the rules, as well as our space. We aim to strive to provide sportsmanship-based competitive gaming, which stands as a pillar of our business. So in our space description alone, it is implied that we are a space that believes in good sportsmanship, which sportsmanship is defined as fair and generous behavior or treatment of others, especially in a sports contest. By no means in any way, shape or form is crouching up and down repetitively on any enemy or friend any kind of sportsmanship. Hard disagree. Furthermore, it is not about the players themselves, but the viewers watching the contest. Well, we have to set an example for the children. As well, studies have shown that toxic behavior in gaming such as teabagging and shooting bodies is a contagious event that will not stop due to the fact that it has always been around, so it is here to stay. Don't you shoot in Apex Legends? Do you want to just ban the game? Wouldn't that be easier? Then you don't have this risk of toxic behavior. Fuck me, you're dumb. This makes it a package deal that makes the action in general toxic due to the back-end nature that is used to demoralize players due to a lack of skill. Get good, scrub. When players perform the act, they usually accompany it with a negative wording to put the other player down regardless if they can hear it or not. The only thing this action does is try to assert one's dominance over another. How is this kind of behavior condoned? You're playing a competitive game, and that's what you take away from this? You're trying to assert your dominance anyway. You colossal melt! It saddens me to see high-end influencers and gaming media outlets posting stories on this with no fact-checking at all. The spread of fake news has gotten so bad and out of control that Jake Lucky and Dilly are now being attacked for being the ones to ban, when in fact it was not. To clarify, Dilly and Jake Lucky have nothing to do with Fate Legion and the tournaments we organize and host. They just posted misinformation to the point they are now seeing backlash for their own posts about us. So no, they did not have anything to do with Dilly's ban. The reason it has taken us so long to release a statement was due to the fact of the riot these two started, with the sad reality that this post was made about an hour after the tournament. So instead of taking the clip he made for Twitter and submitting it as proof, he decided to take it to social media instead to have the people fight his appeal for him. To clarify to all, we are brand new to tournament organizing, which we started about 3 months ago. We here at Fate Legion are not perfect, but strive to do our best to give a quality service within the entertainment and gaming industry. So to the accusations that we are some big tournament host currently is false, and that I, the owner, or Fate Legion members, have any power or authority to ban players from Apex Legends tournaments or games that are not hosted by Fate Legion is false, or that sexual assault or even thought about it in the ban is false. At this point, Dilly and Jake Lucky have broken EA user agreement in Chapter 6 Rules Conduct blah 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 blah, all for the purpose of showcasing a heated remark that was not set in stone and is proven with their finished participation within the small Fate Legion tournament in question, as well as paid in full their earnings for the podium finish. This is the reality of the situation at hand. Blah 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 blah. You know what makes players feel really safe at tournaments? When your rules are so vague that they can't actually play. Or when you start to espouse ideas that run contradictory to the game they're playing. The whole point of a competition is to assert your dominance. Some people win and win badly. Some people lose and lose badly. There are always going to be a winner and there's always going to be a loser. In this case, many losers. The main one though is you guys, because you doubled down on your ban crap. You played victim and argued safe space. How embarrassing. Oh, and to justify under the guise of heat of the moment ban, you're still banned. You still issued the ban. You did that. Your heat of the moment remark was picked up and you ran with it. You used it under the guise of sportsmanship. I can't think of anything more sportsmanlike than someone teabagging his own teammate, really.